Welcome back to another exploded figure review. Today we are looking at the Mythic Legion horse Bishop. Here we go.
You best get ready, cause now it's time for Art by Akerman.
All right, so we are looking at the Mythic Legion horse Bishop. This is Gideon's horse in the Necronominous wave. We did look at Conibus previously, but this one has just a lot to unpack in terms of soft goods and different pieces and whatnot. So starting off, we'll look at the head. This is the head that comes on it. You've got a white horse here, and then as it gets down into the nose and mouth area, you've got some black, a little bit of shading around the eyes, that glossy black eye there. Really cool look. Love the veins and the musculature. Good sculpt, good paint job. So that's cool. Then you've got this extra head. All of the good characters in this wave, besides Gideon, came with a skeletal version of a head. So this, you can see, because it's still got to match the rest of the horse, it starts off kind of your normal horse with the white, fur and everything, and then it goes into this skeletal part at the front. You can see it kind of starts normal and gets kind of less normal as it goes upward. Love all the details in kind of the, as the maybe skin and musculature is just kind of decaying. And then that skeletal part there. So great paint job, great sculpt. This is really neat. Then as far as harnesses go, you've got two. So the first one is this armored one. It does have this decorative piece that does pop out, creating an open slot there if you wanted to put some other kind of decorative pieces in there. So, not sure if we're going to get more with this plug size or if, third-party printers are going to make some stuff, but there is an option there to kind of change that up a little bit. But this is the more armored Bishop look. So this is what it comes with in the package, with this gold and silver details. Get a little blue accents there. Yeah, this is just really neat looking. So, and then on the skeletal horse, it comes with this more standard harness. So just kind of leather straps, little gold details, some silver on the buckling, and you can actually turn this into just a regular white horse. So if you wanted to get more of these and you wanted to have one that was the more ornate looking one that is, actually Bishop, you could do that. Then you could turn, several others into just white horses, and we'll look at that as we go further. But this is your more standard harness. Going down into the neck, you've got this kind of transition piece here that pops on that helps if you've got, the head and it's looking down. It kind of covers that up a little bit, makes it look a little bit better instead of, just being an open gap. And then that goes into the long part of the neck. This is a very, very chunky piece. It's got a opening at the bottom that pops onto the body. So you got to really heat this up to get it off or put it on. And then on the back here, there's an opening for some armor or some hair. So it does come with this armored piece here for the back. That's what comes on it standard out of the package. But then it also comes with a mane that you can put on there if you're just trying to make it more of a standard kind of white horse. So got both of those pieces. While I'm here, I'll also mention this little piece. So this is kind of like a little hair transition from the mane up over the head. So as you have the head on, you can kind of attach this on the back of this transition piece, and it kind of covers that and makes it look like the mane kind of continues up over the head. And we'll put that together as we do our fast motion rebuild of this. So after the neck, you've got the body here. Pretty standard horse body, not really any different from any others. There is, on the paint details, this isn't just white. You see some kind of yellows, some shading with the black mixed in, and the musculature. So really nice paint details, but this is just kind of your standard horse body, not much different there. Going down into the legs, we'll start with the back legs. So back legs, you've got these big chunky thigh pieces that go on the back. That leads down into these parts in the back for the upper part of the leg. Then you've got these lower parts here. And then finally the hooves for the back legs. And then for the front legs, the front leg doesn't have this big chunky piece like we have in the back because you've already got this section in the front of the body that's coming off of this with the pegs. So instead of having 4 sections like the back legs do, the fronts only have 3 sections. So you've got, this is your upper leg, and then the lower, and then finally your hooves there. So really cool. Then you've got a tail for the back, just pops right here in this boom boom hole. And that also helps to kind of hold the armor on that we'll look at here in a little bit. For the around the neck piece, so after you get the neck on, you've got a couple things here. There's this like leather strap that can go here. Now in the package, this is on like this and then has this like ornate armor on top of it. I don't know that you need both. I think this is more for the standard horse look, and then this is more for the bishop look. But if you just open this up out of package, it'll have this on underneath and then the armor on top. So you can definitely leave it like that, but I don't know that it's necessarily needed. So 2 different pieces. This one here, you can see, yes, leather straps, silver details. And then on this one, you've got, a lot of the silvers and golds. It's still flexible. It looks like it would be like harder. It looks like it would be, really a nice shell armor. So it's a cool look to it, but it is a flexible piece that you can put on there. So going into some of this other stuff. All right, so initially out of the package, it has this like blanket tack, not sure the actual terminology, and then you've got this saddle on top of it. But this is actually for more the standard horse look. So if you're trying to do the actual bishop, you may not want to use this one. It comes with this soft good one instead. And you would probably want to use that underneath it. Now this does not have holes in it to tack into the saddle like this one does. So you can't really use them both together like this because it won't go, the pegs that are in the saddle won't go through this to go into that unless you wanted to make some holes in this, but I probably wouldn't advise that. So really this is more your kind of bishop ornate look, and then this is more your standard look. So a couple different options there. And then under it, well, actually I'll go to the back first. So the back has this armor piece here that matches what we looked at in the front. So it creates that nice overall armor look for the horse. And this just attaches to the back of this saddle here. And the tail goes through here, and that's what really holds it in place. So you've got 2 pegs here holding it to the saddle, and then you've got the tail in the back holding it to the back of the horse. Now, one of my favorite pieces of this one is these soft goods here. And this thing is just super impressive. So this goes over the entire body of the horse. So it's all together. So these aren't like separate pieces. Now there are separate pieces that are attached together, but it all comes off in one piece. So this covers the entire horse, and you've got just this white cloth on top, no wires, no anything, but all of these down here at the bottom, it is wired. So you've got, let me take this body out of here real quick. So you've got these flaps with the Akerman logo, gold trim on it. It's a wired piece. So if you wanted to kind of make that, flap a certain way or whatever in the wind, you can. really nice job on this Aetheron logo. Then underneath, you've got this more solid gold fabric, some nice trim details at the bottom, along with this frayed, tassels or whatever at the very bottom. So, and this is wired as well. So it's not a thick wire. It's a little thinner than most of like their capes and stuff. But it is wired. So you've got this flap are both wired, and then you've got that around the entire horse. So you've got it on the front and the back, a little bit smaller flap in the front, a little bit bigger flap in the back. You also have a little elastic strap back here, just to kind of hold it a little bit tighter on the back of the horse and just make sure you got a good connection. But this piece is really nice. It's just a lot of individual parts sewn together with some wire. Yeah, it's just really cool looking. So there's that. For the saddle, you've got a strap here that holds the saddle in place. As we talked about on Conobus, there is a bigger peg on one side and a smaller peg on the other. And when you look at the saddle, one side will have a bigger opening. That is, so like the way we're looking at it now, these pegs go to the back, this goes to the front. This side is going to have the bigger peg. So it just pops in right here, and then it goes around the horse. And then on the other side, the smaller peg goes into this side. And that's what really kind of holds it all together. Now, when we did the Conobus one, we moved the strap up here to hold it a little tighter. Now, the thing with Conobus is it's a skeletal horse. It doesn't have as much meatiness to it because it's a skeleton. It also doesn't have all these soft goods and everything. So there's not as much to hold on to. So moving the strap up helped us to kind of keep that attached to the horse. With this one, because we've got so much stuff going on under here, that lower one probably is going to work a lot better. And that's what was in it in the package, it was down in the lower one. And then your stirrups, they've got a bigger peg, and they just plug right into the top here and go like that. Now one of my stirrups, it was the one on this side, you could see it's got a lot of bend to it. So it was kind of bent up in the package. And you can just heat that up and that should straighten right out. Just be careful on this if you're heating it up, especially if you're using a hairdryer or heat gun. Any of this like flexible plastic is fragile when you start heating it up. It can melt, and so you don't want that. So you just want to heat it enough that it starts straightening out and getting back to its normal shape, and then you're good from there. So, and then finally, the last piece to show on here is this jousting pole stick. I don't know what they're called. Probably look it up and then put it in the description here, or in the, like, as a little caption on top of this. But this plugs into that end, and then you've got this attachment at the very end like that. So that's just super cool. So if you wanted to have some folks on horses jousting, here you go. You've now got this jousting weapon, whatever it's called. So, oh, you know what? I know what it's called. My Knight's Tale just came to me. It's called a lance. So there you go. And that's really it. So there's a lot of stuff here. Couple different looks. You can make a standard horse, 3 different looks really. You can make a standard horse, you can make a skeletal horse, or you can create Bishop with all his armor and gold and silver and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of stuff there that we just covered. Next, we will go into fast motion. And the first thing I'll do is I'll do a fast motion, just putting together a standard horse. And then we'll come back, we'll look at that, and then we'll go into a fast motion and put together Bishop. Yeah, so here we go with fast motion. So real quick before we look at that standard horse build, just wanted to note that there are some letters on the inside of these legs. If you're going to put these back together, I know in a lot of the other figures we've seen L's and R's for left and right, but these also have an indicator on whether it's the front or the back. So the front ones will say like RF or LF for left and right front. And then the back ones will show RA or left A for what I assume is left or right ass end. So there you go. So if you have any problems putting it back together, not knowing, which parts go to the front or the back, that second letter will give you that information. All right, so here is the look at the standard horse build. So if you, wanted to get a couple of these, or I don't know, maybe you don't like Bishop for some reason, but you just wanted a standard white horse, you could do this. Or if you wanted an army of these to go with, Gideon into battle with a bunch of, Templars or other folks from Aetheron on horseback, this will work well for you. It's just a really nice standard horse look. So, we've used the plastic skirt piece instead of the fabric one here. We've got the leather neck guard here instead of the armored one. Don't have the armor in the back. So yeah, this just kind of gives you your standard horse look. We do have that transition hairpiece on the top here, which is the harness seems to hold that down a little bit as well. So you got, that assists with that. But this is just a really cool look. If you're looking for some extra horses, it's pretty dang cool. I like this a lot. So, all right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this stuff off and we're going to get it into more of that Bishop look. Well, actually, before I do that, let me put this skeletal head on just so you can see what that looks like on this build. We won't do fast motion because this should be pretty quick anyway. So we'll just take this head off, take this harness off, pop this harness onto this guy, and put this transition piece on here, which actually, yeah, there we go. And let me, now I haven't heated up the head, so hopefully this goes in pretty easily. We'll see. Yeah, not too bad. Get this mane back down. Now I got the harness. Let me get this hairpiece underneath the harness because that does help to hold it in place a little bit. Maybe I should have fast motioned this, but now you guys get to see kind of what it looks like in real time when I'm not benefited by the speed of the gods. So make sure these holes are lining up. One thing with these manes on these horses, I kind of wish the way that they have it designed, the mane has these prongs coming off of it that go into the holes on the back of the neck of the horse. And I don't necessarily like that because normally you'll normally have, you've got a female piece and you got a male piece, right? So you got a prong and you got a hole, and the prong goes into the hole. Well, if one of those materials is going to be hard and one is going to be soft, it would be more beneficial for the hole to be soft because then you can kind of warm it up a little bit. It stretches. You can put the prong in there and it's going to, when it cools, it's going to hold nice and tight. In this situation, the prong is on the hair, which is a flexible, softer plastic, right? And then the hole on the back of the neck is a harder material. So now you've got this soft material trying to push into a harder material, and sometimes it wants to bend or whatever, and it doesn't necessarily want to go in there nicely. So I think it would have been better if they would have designed this with some holes like maybe kind of make this a solid piece, but make some holes on the back of this and make prongs on the inside of the horse's neck so that the hard prongs would go into this piece. And I think that would hold a lot better. I mean, it's a minor nitpick on the Four Horsemen design, but I think that would work a little bit better. But here you go with the standard horse build with that skeletal horse, if you skeletal head, if you wanted that on there. So yeah, that's kind of neat too. You could also take this head and put it on the Conibus if you wanted to add a little bit more fleshy parts to it, or you could do some popping and swapping where you do some flesh bits. You know, maybe you do some of this build with this head, but then like you make like one or two of the legs like partial skeletal, like down here below. So yeah, you could do that even. So some opportunities as far as popping and swapping this with the Conibus figure. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this stuff off. We're going to get the soft goods and all the Bishop stuff on and see what that looks like. And for that, we definitely will do fast motion. All right, so we are back with the overall Bishop look. And man, this thing is just really cool. I love the soft goods down here, the way this makes it look, the armor pieces, and just completely different from the standard horse that we just looked at. I mean, both looks are really cool. You know, I think I'm only gonna need one like this, but that other one, you know, I'm not normally a horse guy, but that other standard white horse look looks very cool. So, yeah, so you got the armor piece in the back now, armor piece here. We got that ornate detail on the top. So soft good skirt underneath the saddle. So yeah, really just overall, just great look on this thing. But yeah, there you go. And you could always throw that skeletal head on here if you wanted to. If you wanted this horse to kind of turn into kind of skeletalized. And then you still have the lance on there. So that's pretty much it. I don't think I'm going to do any swaps with this because this thing just has enough swaps all on its own. I mean, you can make it a standard horse, a Bishop, skeletal horse. All right, folks, that was the Mythic Legion horse Bishop. This thing it's Gideon's horse. He's got these great soft goods and armor bits. This thing is super cool looking. I love this. Definitely my favorite horse that they've done so far. It's just really nice looking. So hopefully you've already gotten one of those or you've got one on pre-order because it is something you have to have in your collection, I think. And if you haven't yet, I know that they're going to be available soon from the Horsemen at some shows. They're available right now from retailers, though. You know, my favorite retailer is Wolf King Customs. When you order this or any of the other figures from Necronominus from them, you get a free bonus custom part. With this one, I believe it's a head. Now, what would a different custom head look like for this Bishop? I don't know. You're going to have to order and find out to see. But yeah, this thing is just really neat. Can be mixed with a lot of different stuff. So hopefully you liked this review. If you did, feel free to give me a like there and throw in a comment. Let me know what you thought. If there's things that you liked or things that you didn't like, throw that out there. I'm always looking for feedback on how I can improve these reviews and really all the content that I do. If this was beneficial to you, I also have a playlist set up for my reviews as well as some different content that I do. I find that that's a little bit easier to kind of search what you're looking for because I'm putting a lot of stuff out there. I don't expect everybody to watch all of it or to even like all of it. But if there is a certain part that you like, whether it's the How'd They Do That series or this Exploded Review series, you can go and find a playlist and see all those and then kind of scroll through there. So, but yeah, get this horse, whether you use it as Bishop, whether you use it as a standard horse, a skeletal horse, you mix and match the parts with Conibus. I can't wait to see what you guys do, how you display this in your collection. And until next time, folks, keep creating. Gonna work it as Bishop. If you're gonna, really, buddy? Can you lay down? Lay down. Right as I'm wrapping up, he's got to walk around. You done? He had to plop down and be all sad now. Here's some treats. Eat those quickly, and then I'll start again. Last one. Here we go. All right. All right. Akerman.